Hey Iggles, this week we are doing the dream tag that Christina Horner started on her channel. But first things first, I totally forgot to say this in last week's video, so happy super belated birthday to Amber. Hey, happy birthday, woohoo! Pretend this was on your actual birthday last week, sorry! Okay, so the dream tag is actually really simple. It's basically just explain your best, your worst, and craziest dreams. I will start with worst because it's easiest to get that one out of the way. The only thing I vividly remember is running away from whatever or whoever we were running away from and having to jump from like roof to roof of all the houses to get away. And I am really good at waking myself up from scary dreams. So I think that's why I never saw who was chasing us, and the dream never lasted very long, even though I had it like every night or every other night for a really long time. I always forced myself to wake up before anything like too scary happened, so it would just be like 2 minutes of chasing and then I would just make myself wake up. I'm gonna combine kind of best and weird dreams together into one because I have a lot of like weird, zany, but super fun dreams. Basically, I was supposed to marry Ronald McDonald from McDonald's, and his mother didn't approve because I'm vegetarian, and it was like a big dilemma. And that was the entire point of the dream. The second dream that I remember very vividly and just entertains me to no end is that I was in like this Old West town, and Little Bo Peep, who was played by Shirley Temple, was looking for her sheep, as Little Bo Peep does, but she was looking for them in like the middle of a shootout. Two families sitting on porches across the street from each other shooting at each other. So that is what was happening. And Shirley Temple, Little Bo Peep, was standing in the middle of it looking for her sheep, baffled that she would stand in the middle of a shootout and risk her life for her sheep. And we knew where her sheep were, so we paid her back for her stupidity by getting her sheep drunk and making them trample her. Which now, explaining that dream on here makes me feel like I'm lucky I didn't grow up to be a psychopath. And then the third dream that I wanted to share with you guys, that's in the best crazy weird category, is I was riding a bike, my old vintage Schwinn bike that I had when I lived in Arizona, and I was riding it on some random street. I kept falling over and like falling off of it. It's like I forgot how to ride a bike or something. And one time I crashed into the curb with the bike, and I realized as I was trying to keep going that I could barely get the bike to move, and I looked down and it was because I basically like smushed the wheel. This random girl ran up to me and informed me that if I had a knife I could fix my bike right away, and then ran away. I finally got my bike over to the side of the road and found this like winery vineyard situation in the middle of Arizona. Guy who owned it was like purpley red from head to toe, like all of his skin was like purpley red, and I asked him why, and he said that he made all of his own wine, but instead of just crushing the grapes with his feet, he used his entire body. And he did it so often that his skin was permanently dyed the color of wine. And I was very weirded out by the concept of trying this wine that this man effectively had been rolling around in, especially because I realized that that meant that his privates were on the grapes. He assured me that he always wore underwear while crushing the grapes, so I decided that was legitimate enough, so I tried the wine and it was really good, and I ended up at this like wine tasting party with all these people and the purpley red guy, and I rode home, and when I got home I went to go buy some music from iTunes and discovered that every single song in all of history had been replaced by a version sung by the Jonas Brothers. I was thinking, what happens in my brain at night? Those are all the dreams that I wanted to share with you guys today, so have a great weekend and happy Friday and all of that good stuff, and I will see you next week.